Hello, hello. Welcome to Thriving Thursday, where I give you a little tidbit, something that you can implement in your life right away, change your thinking to help you live a life where you're thriving instead of feeling like you're surviving. And so I heard something today that just expanded my mind. I needed to check into it. And it's based on John Maxwell's The Law of the Lid. So I saw John Maxwell speak. It was a whole weekend thing or a whole day thing. And it looks like it might have been in 2004 because he signed it. Whoop, kind of a glare right there. He signed it, looks like in October of 2004. So I don't know if it's just me misunderstanding this or if the people around me misunderstood this, or was just my young naiveness at the time. And I obviously haven't opened this book. I've been protecting it all these years. I didn't even remember that I had a signed copy. But what I learned today correlated the law of the lid to the size of the container, your capacity. And I always thought the law of the lid meant you can only rise to a certain level. So you have to keep going higher and higher. And kind of they're the same thing, but it just blew my mind. Just switch that around. And so the lid is the size of the container. And we use this in the superfunded insurance policies. I love that analogy because it's the size of the bucket. Do you want a thimble? Do you want a gallon, ice cream pail? Do you want a Lowe's bucket? Or do you want a whole well, right? Maybe the size of a pond. You can buy those plastic containers to make your own ponds, right? Like how big of a container do you want to start with? And so that was the capacity of this law, where it explained the size of your lid is actually the most important thing. So it's not bumping up against the ceiling or the lid necessarily, but it's how big is your lid. And so if you can continue to grow your capacity, that's self-improvement. That's training and education and growth and the continuation of pouring into yourself, making yourself more valuable, more marketable, increasing your ability to handle the constraints of life. That's your capacity and your character structure. By increasing those things, you increase your capacity in life in general and what you can hold, right? So the bigger your bucket is, the bigger your lid is, the more you can contain. So it's that way in all areas of your life. And we need to continue to increase that capacity in order to continue to do either what God asks you to do or what you feel in your heart that you're supposed to do. Maybe you think it's the universe, like I need to provide something worthwhile as a legacy to leave behind after my time here on earth. So as you go about life, think about how you can increase your capacity. What are you doing better today than you did previously? And continue to grow that. So continue to make the size of your lid bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you don't have to think of yourself as hitting the ceiling all the time, the lid, and bumping into it and getting set back down. Instead, you're in control. You are empowered to keep increasing the size of that lid so there's more and more space for you to move around, to accomplish life, and to bring in more good things into your world. So I hope that helps. Go live your life of abundance. Have a wonderful week.